Hello, this is Lacquerography, and this is my wish list for October 2024's Hella Handmade Creations. I've already gone ahead and made a preliminary wish list based on just first impressions, and I right now have 14 items on that preliminary wish list. So let's take a look at the 14 items that are catching my eye this month. The first item on my wish list is by Alchemy Lacquers, and this one is called Blueberry Muffin. This one is listed as a capped pre-order, and so what that means in this case is it's listed that there are 200 of these being made available before this one is considered sold out. With this item, Alchemy Lacquers continues with their fourth polish in their Strawberry Shortcake Dolls series. Blueberry Muffin is a periwinkle blue crelly with cyan to blue to purple shifting shimmer. Now for me, first off, it was just the pure look of this polish that caught my eye. The base color being this periwinkle blue and then this shimmer as well. I just thought it was really eye-catching, and I know that it would be quite unique in my collection. The other thing with this one though too is the fact that this one is called Blueberry Muffin. It's kind of a long story that I won't bore you with at this point, but this one is very much a sentimental pick. This one reminds me completely of my sister. There's this thing that happened in our past regarding a blueberry muffin, which actually is her favorite type of muffin. And anyway, I won't go into the whole story, but this polish, the moment I saw it was called Blueberry Muffin, I knew that this polish was one that I would have to have come home with me. It's just an added bonus that this one is so stunningly gorgeous. This blue is really unlike any that I already have. So this first polish is by Alchemy Lacquers, Blueberry Muffin. The next item on my wish list is by Bee's Knees Lacquer, and this one is called, and I'll just censor it down, this one is called Waylaid by BS. With this polish, Bee's Knees Lacquer continues their Fallout series. Waylaid by BS has a grungy olive base with light blue shimmer. And for this item, there is no cap. So what that means is that this maker can produce as many items as is needed to fulfill all orders. I don't know what else to say other than I just love this polish. There's something a little bit retro to me about this one. This one reminds me a little bit of some of the shimmery, pearly polishes, that kind of a texture that I grew up with. But there's something so edgy about this colorway. I love this grungy olive base. I just think that this polish is so kind of quirky and unique. And I love that like old time kind of look to this one, paired with this really cool grungy olive color. Definitely a color I would not have grown up with. Now I probably won't know until I actually acquire this polish and get it on my own nails to know really what the texture of this polish is, but there is just something kind of nostalgic about it, but yet super modern and edgy with this colorway. I'm really loving this juxtaposition here with this polish. So this one is by Bee's Knees Lacquer, Waylaid by BS. This next item up is actually a holiday set, and this is by Danny Viana, and this one is called Christmas, and it also comes with a bag. This one is a capped pre-order as well, and there are only 50 of these sets being made available. By Danny Viana has created a set for the holidays inspired by the Michael Bublé song Christmas, Baby Please Come Home. For Christmas, we have a set which has a nécessaire in white checkered plastic with red, green, and gold details and a polish called Christmas. Christmas has a white sheer crelly base with red and emerald metallic shreds. Now actually, first of all, when I saw this duo, I looked at it because I loved the look of the set together. I was looking up the price and I actually was pretty impressed that the price of this set is still only $26. There's something about these handmade items where I'm always really impressed when they can keep the prices down. Any handmade item is really rather work intensive, labor intensive. And the fact that this set is still only $26, I'm completely impressed by that. I just really love the look of it. Again, there's a bit of nostalgia to this one. It reminds me of Christmas decorations that I grew up with. And I think this polish as well is really quite special and modern yet still traditional because of the colorway of this one. It reminds me quite a bit of snowy Christmases of my childhood in this colorway. There's just something so beautiful and classic, but yet still modern about this set. This one would very much be a holiday gift to me, but I really do love the look of this. This is by Danny Viana, Holiday Set Christmas and Bag. This next item up is by Cracked Polish. This one is called Magic Not Miracles. This one as well is a capped offering with only 200 of these being made available. Cracked Polish continues their Follow Me Down the Indie Rabbit Hole series with a polish inspired by the Mad Hatter's vibe, channeling the whimsical chaos of Johnny Depp's iconic blazer. Magic Not Miracles is a reddened plum with pink and holographic shimmers. It's like a dash of enchantment straight from Wonderland with just enough sparkle to remind you that sometimes it's magic, not miracles. I really enjoy these plum colors, and actually I don't have very many in my collection. And this one looks quite different. The fact that this one is a reddened plum with pink and holographic shimmers, it really does sound unique to anything I have. It looks like it's quite magical and sparkly, and I love the fact that this one is also inspired by Alice in Wonderland. And this is actually a version of Alice in Wonderland that I saw when it first came out in theaters, but I haven't seen it since. And it's funny, my recollection of this version of the movie is really quite fuzzy. I remember seeing it in 3D at the time, and I remember being a glasses wearer. I remember not really being that enamored with 3D movies. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's a lot of visual and a lot to manage wearing glasses and also 3D glasses. And so I remember that part of the movie thinking, yeah, that's enough of 3D movies for me. But I would really love to see this version of the movie again because I don't really recall it other than the fact that I saw it in 3D. But this is a really perfect polish for this time of year, I think. Being offered in October, I would get full use of a polish like this one throughout the fall and winter. I just think it's a really elegant and beautiful pick. This one is by Cracked Polish, Magic Not Miracles. This one is another item by Cracked Polish. This one is their holiday offering called Icy Elegance. This one again is a capped offering, and there are only 200 of these being made available as well. Cracked Polish continues their Follow Me Down the Indie Rabbit Hole series for the holidays with a polish inspired by the White Queen's ethereal grace. This shade captures the icy mystique of her dress and delicate accessories. Icy Elegance is an icy gray lavender kissed with silver shimmers and a soft ice blue magnetic pigment. It's a frosty masterpiece that's both regal and refreshingly cool. Now this one intrigues me quite a bit. I'm really loving Cracked Polish as a brand. I've had the opportunity to purchase from Cracked Polish directly from their website on a number of occasions, and I'm just in love with their quality. I've never tried one of their magnetic polishes though, and I think that this one would be a really gorgeous way to give that a try. I'm really loving this icy electric blue magnetic line that's showing up here in this photograph. This one is pretty intriguing to me, and I think it's a really great look. This one is by Cracked Polish. This is their holiday offering called Icy Elegance. This next polish up is by Dom Nail Polish, and this one is called La Tour Eiffel. This one again is a capped pre-order polish with only 200 of these being made available this month. Dom Nail Polish continues their bucket list destination series with a polish inspired by the Eiffel Tower. La Tour Eiffel is a soft crelly pink with gold shifting shimmer. Now, I have had the wonderful opportunity to visit the Eiffel Tower on a couple of different occasions. In fact, my very first trip ever to Europe involved a trip to Paris, and I did go with my family up the Eiffel Tower. So this one for me has a wonderful nostalgia factor, and it's a place in the world that I would love to go back to again very soon. I don't think I could ever get enough of Paris. The other thing is this is such a soft, romantic pink crelly. I think that I would get so much use out of it. That gold shimmer is really elegant looking. I think it's really gorgeous. This would for me be a 4 seasons of the year, any kind of occasion sort of polish. This one is just really beautiful, gorgeous, light, ethereal, and a very versatile for my lifestyle kind of polish. This beautiful offering is by Dom Nail Polish, La Tour Eiffel. This next polish up is by Garden Path Lacquers, and this one is called I Always Have Something to Say. This one again is a capped pre-order polish, and this one though has a bit of a larger cap at 500 of these being made available. Garden Path Lacquers continues their Bridgerton Dresses series with a polish inspired by Lady Danbury's gorgeous berry multi-chrome dress seen in season 1. I Always Have Something to Say has a berry jelly base filled with fuchsia holographic micro glitters, a strong blue shifting aurora shimmer, and holographic microflakes. Now, if this polish with its shimmer, its micro glitters, and its hollow is the type of finish that I'm thinking it is, which is a finish that Garden Path Lacquers has been releasing quite a bit of across the last year or so, then this one is a very strong contender on my wish list. Garden Path Lacquers has been releasing just the most gorgeous, sparkly, micro glitter, shimmery polishes over the last year or so, and really they could offer it in pretty much any color, and I know that I would love it. Now, the thing that's holding me back a little bit with this one is the fact that this one is kind of a purpley colorway. I feel like over the last few months, I've made a few purple purchases from Garden Path Lacquers. So I will have to take a look back at some of the Garden Path Lacquers polishes that I've been purchasing lately through these collaboration websites to see how this particular polish really stacks up. But I can't say enough though about how much I've been loving Garden Path Lacquers offerings for the last year or so. Pretty much anytime they release a polish, I want to purchase it. So for this one, I'll have to dive into my collection a little bit to see how this one stacks up. But this one is by Garden Path Lacquers. I Always Have Something to Say. And here is another item offered by Garden Path Lacquers on my wish list. This one is their holiday offering called The Return of Light. This one again is a capped pre-order, but this one has a much smaller cap than the last one. This one has only 200 of these being made available this month. Garden Path Lacquers has created a polish for the holidays inspired by the winter solstice and the return of light to the world. The Return of Light has a blue jelly base, contains blue aqua shifting multi-chrome shimmer, and silver holographic micro glitter. This one just looks so beautiful and icy and twinkly, and I love the idea that this one is being inspired by the winter solstice. I think that a color like this one really does embody a lot of what the winter solstice looks like and stands for. I just think this one is another really beautiful offering by Garden Path Lacquers. This polish is by Garden Path Lacquers. This one is their holiday offering called The Return of Light. This next polish up is by Night Owl Lacquer, and this one is called So That's Where Leaves Come From. Night Owl Lacquer continues their Bob's Burgers series. So That's Where Leaves Come From is a prugly yellowy green filled with crystal flakes that shift red gold green and orange yellow green. And thank goodness for a polish like this one, there is no cap. So that means, again, there could be as many of these made available as needed to fulfill all orders. I just think this one looks so beautiful and sunny and perfect for fall. This is the type of color that I love at this time of year. I really do enjoy wearing yellow polishes. It's something a little bit different. You don't see as many mainstream polish brands producing gorgeous yellows. And anytime I see a really pretty yellow, I want to get it because I find they're just something a little bit different from the norm. The twinkling here of these flakes and the two varieties of flakes, I guess is what I'm reading here as well. These really do look like the perfect fall leaves. This is a colorway that's really prevalent here in my area in the fall. I am a Canadian that has the great joy of getting to experience all 4 seasons. I'm a Canadian that gets to experience all 4 seasons in all their glory with all the variety that comes with it. And this is just such an iconic color that represents the fall season in my area. This beautiful flaky is by Night Owl Lacquer, so that's where leaves come from. This next polish up is by Paint It Pretty Polish, and this one is called Alpine Fury. This one again is a capped pre-order polish. There are only 100 of these being made available this month. That sounds to me like a very small cap, so if I do decide to go ahead and purchase this polish, I will very much have to consider staying up quite late or setting an alarm and making sure that I'm available to purchase this polish on October the 14th, right when the shop opens at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time. Paint It Pretty Polish continues their roller coaster series with a polish inspired by the Alpine Fury at Canada's Wonderland. Alpine Fury has an aqua base with tiny white glitters. A top coat is recommended to smooth it. Now, first of all, I thought that this polish was just beautiful. To me, it looks quite wintry and snowy and quite magical. So I love the look of this polish anyway. Being a Canadian though, Canada's Wonderland is the amusement park that is closest to me. I do live in Ontario, Canada, and Canada's Wonderland is located just outside of Toronto. And it's been years since I've been there, so I actually had to look this coaster up. This roller coaster has not yet been built. It's expected to open in time for the next season. And wow, this one looks amazing. I haven't been to Canada's Wonderland in over a decade, and roller coasters were my favorite thing to go on at Canada's Wonderland when I used to go. This one really makes me nostalgic for this location. I would love to go check this out. This ride looks phenomenal. It indicates that it's record-breaking. So if you feel like giving it a Google, check it out. Also, something that appealed to me about this polish is I do own quite a few polishes from Paint It Pretty Polish, both through Hella Handmade Creations and also because I've purchased from them directly off their own website. And this polish is really quite different than a lot of the offerings I've picked up in the past from Paint It Pretty Polish. I think this glitter polish is really beautiful. It's delicate looking, a little bit whimsical, and really rather wintry. I really love this one. I think it's a great departure for Paint It Pretty Polish. I often consider them kind of shimmer specialists, although they do produce many other different types of polish. But I would really love to give this polish a try. I think it's really excellent looking. This one is by Paint It Pretty Polish, Alpine Fury. This next polish up is by Rogue Lacquer, and this one is called Never Never Land. Rogue Lacquer continues their Peter Pan series. Never Never Land is a taupe crelly with blue to purple shimmer, hollow flakes, and green glass flakes. This polish just looks so icy and delicate and magical. I am loving the idea here that the description has it listed as being a taupe crelly. The shimmer really stands out in this polish, and so do those flakes. And I love the idea that it's actually got quite a neutral base, and then it's got the gleam and glimmer and shimmer, all that magic happening throughout it. I just think that this one is beautiful in these images, and I can't really even fathom how this one might look in person. I think this one really would be magic on the nails. This is also a series that I've been following month upon month, and I don't have every single polish from this series, but I do have most of them, and I've been loving it. I think that this one is such a great offering. The other thing that I'm rather intrigued by here is the fact that this one also has these green glass flakes. This truly looks totally original and very different from anything at all in my collection. This one really does look magical and whimsical. This offering is by Rogue Lacquer, Never Never Land. So that was it for my 11 items in my regular wish list for the October offerings this month. I do have an additional 3 items on my wish list that I only added really rather recently when it was announced that Hella Handmade Creations would be hosting a charity shop this month in honor of Hurricane Helene. So this first charity polish that caught my eye this month was by BCB Lacquers, and this one is called Lean On Me. With this polish, BCB Lacquers will be donating $2 per bottle to the Red Cross. Lean On Me is a purple jelly with black to red multi-chrome microflakes and hollow flakes, and there are only 300 of these being made available. Now this one I thought was beautiful anyway, but I have to admit this bottom left swatch here, where they've alternated the fingers in a matte and then a glossy top coat on top of this polish. I'm really loving the look of this polish, glossy of course. I mean, for me, that's the way I typically normally wear polishes. I am on team glossy all the way, but I think this one is really quite a standout, worn matte as well. And I love it in combination here. It'd be really quite cool to have this manicure done glossy, but with perhaps a matte accent nail or something like that. I just think that this one is so deep and elegant. I love the idea that it has black to red multi-chrome microflakes going on here. I don't have anything like that in my collection. This one, the moment I saw it in the listing for the charity shop, I just thought, I need to add this one to my wish list. This one is an absolute standout. This one is by BCB Lacquers. This is their Hurricane Charity polish called Lean On Me. This next polish up from the charity listings this month is by Cracked Polish, and this one is called Heartstrings. Cracked Polish will be donating $3 per bottle to the charity listed here, a food bank fund. Heartstrings is a stunning velvet mauve polish with delicate green shimmers inspired by hope in the face of adversity. This serene yet captivating shade is a symbol of unity and resilience. For every bottle sold, $3 will be donated to aid those affected by the devastating Hurricane Helene, helping families rebuild and recover. Let your nails shine in solidarity and beauty, a reminder that even in the darkest storms, we can come together and offer support. Embrace the calm within and wear your polish with purpose. And with only 200 of these being made available, this one is a very versatile type polish. I could see this one being quite popular this month. For me, this is another offering that I could see myself wearing 4 seasons a year for any kind of occasion. I think that this one would be a really great addition to my collection, and I love the idea that it's got this green shimmer within it as well. It adds a really interesting sense of intrigue to this polish that I think really makes it stand out. This polish is by Cracked Polish, Heartstrings. This final polish on my wish list is also the final one from the charity listings that I've got on my wish list this month. This one is by Dom Nail Polish, and this one is called Hope After Helene. Dom Nail Polish will be donating $3 per bottle to World Central Kitchen. Hope After Helene has a deep teal base with shimmer that shifts pink, orange, gold, green, and there are only 300 of these being made available. This one just has such a deep and luscious look to it. I kind of wish that this one was swatched on an actual swatcher so I could see what this one looks against different skin tones, but there is something so intriguing about the depth here. It's got a bit of a mystery to it. I think that this one will be really wonderful as fall continues on and turns into winter. I could see myself wearing a polish like this one a lot during the colder months of the year. And of course for me, anytime a polish can do something for charity, that is a good thing in my books as well. So this final item on my wish list is also the final charity item on my wish list this month. This one is by Dom Nail Polish. It's their Hurricane Charity polish called Hope After Helene. So that's it for my wish list this month. I've got 14 really incredible items that are on my wish list. Again, that is far too many, but there's just something lately about Hella Handmade Creations. I find that the makers have been making it really, really tough to cut items from my wish list. So of the items on my wish list this month, I do have a few front runners. And these ones are more than likely going to end up in my shopping cart when the shop opens on October 14th. The Alchemy Lacquers is an undeniable sentimental pick that will always remind me of my sister and her love of blueberry muffins and the incident we had regarding a blueberry muffin when we used to work together as lifeguards. This one has to come home with me. It's just, I love the look of it, and the story is just... Anyway, I won't bore you with the story because it was quite a sisterly moment, but it's one that we will never forget. The other one that's kind of a must-have for me is this really intriguing kind of pearly olive green polish by Bee's Knees Lacquer, Waylaid by BS. I just think that this one has a bit of nostalgia to it, but it's so edgy with this olive color. I'm really loving the look of this polish as well. My two other front runners this month from the regular offerings for October. One is by Paint It Pretty Polish. It's this polish, Alpine Fury. This one is just so interesting to me as a Paint It Pretty polish offering. I don't own anything like this by this brand, and I own quite a few of their polishes. This one is a bit of a sentimental pick because it's an inspiration that, well, it doesn't yet exist. It's a roller coaster that's going to be opening in the future, but it is in a theme park that is close to my hometown. And the final top pick for me this month is by Rogue Lacquer, Never Never Land. This one is just magic on the nails. I think that this one is absolutely beautiful, and I will love wearing this one all through the winter and even as winter turns to spring. Now, I find this one a little bit hard to do, but if I had to make a top pick from my charity selections this month, it would probably have to go to BCB Lacquer's Lean On Me. There's just something about the depth and the richness of this base color, and I love the idea that it has these flakes that are multichrome black to red. I don't own anything quite like that with these multichrome flakes, and I think that this one would be a really unique and elegant and interesting addition to my collection. So that's a lot right now, kind of 5 must-haves, plus there's others that I'm really drawn to this month as well. Hella Handmade Creations opens this month on October the 14th at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time and will close on October the 21st at 11:59 p.m. Hawaiian Time. Considering some of the items that have caught my eye this month have very small caps, one of them has only 100 items available, and if I go ahead with the By Danny Vienna holiday set, there are only 50 of those being made available as well. So if I do decide to go ahead with those purchases, I should really consider setting an alarm and shopping right when the shop opens to be sure that I can secure all of the items that I want. So I'm wondering, are you planning on shopping Hella Handmade Creations this month? If you are, which items are catching your eye? Also, if you aren't planning on shopping, I'm curious to know, what do you think of my wish list and what items are appealing to you this month? Please let me know down in the comments and we can continue on the conversation long after. If you enjoy wishlisting videos like this Hella Handmade Creations wishlist video, please consider giving this video a like. By giving this video a like, it indicates to me that you enjoy content similar to this. And in the months ahead, I'll try my best to produce content like this moving forward. As well, if you enjoy nail-related content in general, please consider subscribing. I try my best to release nail-related content as often as I possibly can, and by subscribing, you won't miss out on any of the fun. Thank you so much for joining me this month. Happy shopping. Hopefully I'll see you again in the next one. Take care. Bye.